welcome back to my channel. I am Ananya Rana and you are watching Alright Ananya. Today,
this is for your French survey, not your YouTube channel.
okay, hey guys, my name is Ananya Rana and today I am going to take a survey. I will be asking people if they have read a French novel and what idea do they have about France. Hi Ashima, thank you for giving your time to the interview first. And okay, my question is, have you ever read French novels before?
I actually did, but it was like a translated version.
Okay, so can you tell me which book did you read?
It was called The Little Prince. I'm so sorry, I can't really pronounce the name of the author, but it is like something like Anthony something, I'm not sure. But I don't know, it was like a fictional book, but the way it was written was extremely good. I wish I could actually understand and read the French so that I could, read the original version, but even the translated version was extremely good. And one of those, those quotes that sticks with you from a book.
Yeah.
I had to look it up, but it was so pretty. I'll read it for you. The translated version.
Okay.
It says, "One sees clearly only with the heart. One's potential is invisible to the eye."
Ashima, how did you come across the French novel?
Actually, my friend translated it quite recently.
Okay, thank you so much for giving your time. Guys, I have Pratna with us, and my question to you is, Pratna, I heard that Ashima read a book which was recommended by you. So, can you tell me, how did you come across that? What do you know about France that you recommended the French literature to Ashima?
Actually, I recommend that because last semester I had French. So
Oh,
I was actually like, okay, I'm learning French anyway, so I'm not interested in doing it. Let me read this book or no. So I personally I was very interested in like poems. So like there was this book, it was called Flowers of Heaven. I think in French it was called The Fleur de War, and it was like a collection of like poems. I forgot the author, but then basically what was in the book was like French, what we call French, we say it's like a language of love. But then this whole book was like, it was quite contradictory because it explored these things like love, beauty and stuff like that, but in a darker aspect. Actually, it's like I recommended her the book. My friend, I told you I was in the French class last semester, right? So there was this friend of mine. She read this book called The Little Prince. That's why I recommended that to Ashima because she told me that it was actually very interesting. So yeah.
Okay, Pratna, what idea do you get after reading the French literature about France?
France, it's like from literature, what I actually realized is that there is much more than like language of love. Like the idea I had of French before I read about these books was like, yeah, the land of love, the language of love. Love. That's all what we see about French. But after reading this, I found out like there is French literature and France is very much introspective. There is a lot of deep thinking, and as I said, there is a lot of contradictions because it's like if there is revolution, then there is nostalgia. If there is romance, there is despair. There is a lot of passion, deep thinking, and many complex layers involved in France and French literature.
Okay, thank you so much for giving your time, Pratna.
Okay. I'm a Utkarsh for my PBL regular survey, and it's about French literature. So, Utkarsh, French literature is deep with philosophical ideas and absurdism, which challenges our understanding of the meaning itself. Would you say that Camus, in the myth of the Sisyphus, said that the ultimate guide of life is a life struggles itself?
Camus showed us that life is absurd, but we should keep pushing forward like it's worth pushing forward. So the real victory is in the life struggle.
I mean, I get that, but aren't you basically saying that Camus is the hero of a Greek myth and somehow got famous for it?
So,
Thank you, Utkarsh. Understandable. Have a great day.
So, hi Abhirami, do you have any ideas on French literatures, 20th century authors? Okay, So I'll be explaining about my project. My project basically concentrates on two authors. One, Albert Camus. Number two, John Paul Sartre. And these two are people with controversial writings. Albert Camus has his writing based on absurdism, and John Paul has his writing based on existentialism. You know what absurdism and existentialism basic definition is that absurdism has no meaning in life. No means no meaning, like finding no meaning in life. While existentialism is having values in life, having emotions, experience, something. So, do you have any ideas of it? Can you brief it for me?
Basically, I think the first author, in his views, mostly based on that. So, in a person's life, I think he said that irrespective of human nature, it's like we're living a tireless life, right? We just have this one goal, I wanna education, I wanna do this in college, after work, like 9 to 5 job, and family. It's very monotonous, okay? Or that because most people have this kind of life. He says that I think his perspective that he's saying that is not life, right? Us living life, that is not life. And I think the second author, John Paul, I think he's more of saying that yes, it is about the experience, choose, but at the same time, everyone has different experience, even though it's the same direction. Even though you all go to school, we all go to college first, we all learn the job, but everyone has different experience of going in that same direction. And I think he said that, and it differs because of our human nature. We all are different, so we're all very different. So I think, yeah, seriously, here's controversial.
Thank you for sharing your idea. Okay, now which one do you prefer in these two authors? Do you prefer absurdism or existentialism?
Existentialism. Like John Paul's.
Why?
Because it is right, because human nature, everybody is different, and you can't expect that. See, living life is like you're gonna go through all sorts of emotions and things like that. So I think that, I think that's what makes us human at the end of the day. Even though we're all going through the same path, unfortunately, we end up, but I think if the way we perceive it, react to it, is going to be different for all of us. So, and that's what makes humans interesting, right? So when people, see their way of life different, is the way of living life different. So your idealism between your colleagues, your friends, your family members is what makes it interesting.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
So, hello Kritika. So, do you have any ideas on 20th century books, French literatures?
I know one book I've read, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, I think. So that's the only book I've read.
Your idea of French literature is a little bit different than mine. We are concentrating mainly on two authors. One, Albert Camus, and number two, John Paul Sartre. Albert Camus has ideas on absurdism, which is finding no meaning in it. While John Paul Sartre has ideas on existentialism, which is completely opposite that is. They're like two controversial writers where existentialism means finding meaning in life, experiences, joy, and etc. So, can you brief about the ideas or your perspective on these ideas?
My perspective for absurdism, I think that when they mean there's no meaning in life, I think they mean that no matter if we reply to someone, if we choose to wake up, if we die, or anything that happens, nature is going to run its course. The sun will still rise and set every single day, stars will still appear in the sky, the ocean is still going to be there. So I don't think our living is going to impact the entire world's course of time. So I think that's what that thing absurdism.
What about the existentialism?
Existential, I think it means that the small joys that we enjoy, that the joy of passing an exam, the joy of of a birthday,
the joy in every small thing that goes in your life, or anything for any a joy to someone else. All of these bring a meaning to our life. It impacts us and impacts the people around us. So I think that means you can exist in your life. You can make your life like more impactful. You can make it more eventful. So I think that's the essential things for this.
So, which one do you prefer, absurdism or existentialism?
I think I prefer absurdism because I feel like that's a way of comforting myself by knowing that any choice I have, no matter what I choose, it's not going to impact the total atmosphere of the world. It's only going to impact me and not people around me. So it gives me a comfort knowing it's only for me and not for others, and it's not going to impact anyone else. So I just thank you for letting me know about your ideas.
Start.